All right, hey guys, welcome back to another very special side hustle short. We have a very exciting guest with us today. Joseph from Homo AF is here with your gals, Morgan and Ryan. Joseph, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here with y'all. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about what we do with Homo AF. So thank you for having us. Thank
Yes.
you for having me.
So excited. Very cool. I was checking out your Instagram and your website earlier. So much cool stuff on there. I was like, this is so fun. Probably can't get it for like the family holiday party, but like the friend. And I'm sure we'll get into it, guys. You'll want to hear exactly what we're talking about. But Joseph, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, first of all, it's Homo AF is between myself and my partner, my boyfriend Carlos. Unfortunately, he was not able to attend this podcast, but he had a little bit of a side gig that he had to do to go to. But we're very excited to be here, and yeah, we a little bit about what we do at Homo AF is we primarily do wrapping paper. That's not your typical wrapping paper. The graphics and the patterns are a little bit more naughty, more kind of raunchy themed. So they do play to a specific type of audience that we try to go after. So we do that. We started off with that in 2017, and we moved into other smaller things that I can maybe get into a little bit, elaborate a little bit into, in the next couple of questions that we'll go through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, then let's kick it off. So you said you already mentioned you started in 2017. So how long have you guys been interested in starting this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always been my kind of baby, and Carlos has always been like the supporting role where he helps me out with ideas, with copywriting, with doing pop-ups and stuff like that. So for me, it's been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, particularly because I've been in the design and art industry or world for a long period of time. And I would say even when I was like maybe like 5 or 6, art has always been that kind of niche that I've always wanted to go after since I was very little. And in college, I kind of moved away and explored different other areas and professions and stuff like that. And I didn't feel like any of those were working for me. So I tried psychology, I tried
Mm.
cinema, and so I kind of came back to graphic design and stayed with it, in college, and that's where I got my degree in arts at Cal State Northridge, and because design is so particular in the different spaces that you might work in, I found myself doing a lot of corporate design. It's a lot of cookie cutter, like buttoned up kind of designs. And for me, it was a little boring. So I got bored. And so that's how I founded Homo AF. It's like I wanted to make a little company where I can make these fun designs and put them out there and have other people enjoy them myself. But going back to your question, it's just been with me since I was very, very young as a artist or a graphic designer.
Awesome. That's so interesting. And
Yeah.
what just to kind of go off of that, why 2017? Did something change or was it just were you like it's time?
Yeah, I think that's well, I kind of started working professionally in 2016.
Okay.
And then 2017, I got a full year of like working at this first studio that I was working at, and I loved the work I was doing, but it was just more serious and buttoned-up type of work, right?
Got
So
it.
2017, I just, like during the holidays, I really enjoy it, really enjoy that type of time of the year. And I always just saw how people really took gift wrapping so seriously. So I would go to Target, even myself, like I would go to Target, I would spend like 15 minutes looking at different wrapping papers to be like, which one's going to be the one I want to use this year or next year. And so then I kind of saw how other people, that made other people also feel, when you gave them a particular gift during the holidays or birthdays. People are very adamant about like, oh, I want to get Carlos a gift, and I want to wrap it in a gift wrapping paper, because it's his favorite color. So I feel like people are very, very specific and particular about the decisions they make when they make when they go to like a Target or something and pick out wrapping paper. So I never saw the options for the designs like I wanted to see out there. So that kind of was why um, that's how the idea came about. It's just that I wanted to make and produce just graphic wrapping paper that was particular to a certain niche or community.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. And just so that for our audio listeners, so they can get an idea, just to really visualize what we're talking about, can you maybe take us through some of your designs? Like, what do they look like? What are these?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of examples of the stuff that
Okay.
me and Carlos put out there, and I would definitely encourage your listeners to maybe even tune in on YouTube, because I do have them on hand and I do want to show them. I feel like I can do my best to describe them, but I think it's on a different level, you know.
Yes.
So the ones that I first put out were like this butt plug pattern. This wasn't the first one that I put out, but this is a version of the first one. So this black one wasn't a collaboration with HOMO Finland. So basically, this pattern of these white butt plugs on this black background and these stars change for different versions. Like I have a red version for a Christmas with little snowflakes instead of stars. I have this pink version for Valentine's Day, which is
cute.
That's so cute.
pink background with the white butt plugs and the little red hearts. So that's kind of like one of my first designs that we put out there, and the response was pretty good. So that's why I made multiple versions of that, and I believe we have 3 or 4 versions of that particular one. This is one of our latest ones, which is little peaches. There's a version of eggplants as well, but I just wanted to play off of just kind of gay culture and memes and emojis and stuff like that. So that one was one of the ones we put out fairly recently, and it did really well at DragCon because we did a pop-up at DragCon. I have a few more that I want to mention.
Of course.
This one here is the partnership with HOMO Finland. For those of maybe the listeners that you might have that don't know a lot of HOMO Finland, they are a nonprofit that is based primarily off these drawings that a artist who's known as HOMO Finland made. They're a lot of Leatherman, a lot of kink, a lot of like raunchy kind of imagery. It's all men because I think it's just what his niche was, but it also he kind of exploded like the different body features of men, and that was kind of his theme. And that's they reached out to me shortly after I launched back in I think 2018 is when they reached out, or 2019, and they just asked for a bunch of ideas for wrapping paper, and that's how that came out.
That's cool.
These are a little bit more holiday specific. So this is another Valentine's Day one.
Cute.
Those like hearts that you get from the middle school, like but they're a little more X-rated, like hot lips, eat me out, fuck me, like that kind of messaging. Last one I'll show is one of my favorite ones for this last holiday. These are little gingerbread men as Leathermen. You can see some of them have hats, little vests, gag balls, stuff like that. So it's very on brand. So what I was saying earlier, that we were trying to play to a certain type of audience, not saying that it's just limited to them, right? But if you have a friend who's very openly in this kind of type of community, then obviously this would probably be a great wrapping paper for them, or any of our other things that we have, because it's all kind of in the same world and theme. So that was the first thing we did, and it's been a great, people have been receiving it pretty great. We got a lot of great feedback from it. The only thing is that because it's a lot of really holiday specific, Carlos and I were finding out that throughout the year, the 10 months out of the year, the rest of the year, our sales kind of slow down a little bit, right? So that's not really our bread maker. It's just kind of a little bit of our side hustle, right? And that's kind of like where we're at with that. But because it was very specific to the time of year, we moved on to other kind of things that we can maybe get into in a little bit too.
Oh, cool. And that's actually what I was going to ask, because one of our next questions was, after starting this with wrapping paper, which is really cool. And I think it's awesome because I kind of think of like, you know, NorCal, Folsom Street Fair kind of thing. Like it's really got that vibe. I love like the harnesses and everything. That's really cool. And so, but yes, wrapping paper, even though people give gifts, you know, all year round, did your vision for Homo AF kind of change throughout the years? Like what is your, you know, vision looking like now?
Yeah, before the pandemic, we explored the options of maybe doing like other pop-ups that might be more related to queer culture.
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of mentioned earlier that we did DragCon. I believe it was
Mhm.
2019, the last one before the pandemic.
Mm.
And we did a lot more things like stickers. We did shirts. We did buttons and pins and stuff like that.
Nice.
Posters and stuff like that. Anything that kind of plays into queer culture is kind of what we did. I can
Yeah.
show you a little bit of stickers that we kind of rolled out throughout the years. The last two shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
guys have to
please.
check out the video for this one.
Yeah.
So much good stuff. Oh
I
my gosh.
know.
We will have all the links for you guys. Don't you worry.
Yes, definitely. This is like perfect timing because holidays are coming up.
Right?
Right. It's coming too fast. Like before we know it, it's gonna be Halloween, and then the holidays are gonna be coming
Right.
for sure. So these are like general like protect trans kids with the trans flag
Nice.
stickers.
Mhm.
That.
Inches wide. Also a Philly pride flag
Mhm.
colors. Actually, I'm sorry, this is not the Philly one. The Philly one has the
The
trans one, but yeah,
right.
this has the inclusivity black all the way down to the purple. We
Nice.
did some drag related or RuPaul's Drag Race related ones, fan art kind of
Yes.
with got Mick with her Gaga Chandra kind of saying, and
Mhm.
this kind of iconic look that she has with the the latex. So
Mhm.
I thought it was very iconic for us. So I thought we were like it was something that we definitely wanted to do, and we're fans of Got Mick as well.
Yes.
And then this is Am I the Villain, which is like a total meme. You see it all the time, or you hear like the audio for this.
Mhm.
So this has kind of been one of our favorite kind of memes and sayings. And yeah, I thought it would kind of just plays out really well. And Carlos is low key kind of like a villain fan as well. So it was just kind of perfect. Yeah. And Scarlet Envy did this saying. So definitely we always try to give
Okay.
the queens like a sticker if we can, but it's definitely always hard. But because we always appreciate their art, definitely
Right.
drag race and drag queens, or just drag in general is a
Mhm.
form of art that we love to support as well.
Yeah.
This is another Tom of Finland collab that we did,
Okay.
which is just a Leatherman with his jacket. And this is another generic one that we did, which is a play on words for flamingo, which is flaming hoe, which is basically a flamingo holding a bra and it's on fire because she's very flaming, or he's very.
Love that one.
Yes.
This year we
So
got
fun.
into these air fresheners. So Tom and Finland again, huge
Love.
partner of ours. We try to so whenever we do sales with Tom and Finland, a portion of it does go back to the foundation, and they
Nice.
do a lot of body positivity,
Mhm.
kink positivity. They do a lot of art classes. You can even go to Tom's house, which I believe is in Silver Lake, and kind of
Oh.
tour the area, his house. They also have a store in Hollywood now. So I'm a big supporter, and I've always been a big fan since before they even reached out to me. Like Carlos even
Mhm.
got me a book of theirs, I think back in 2018, which is like a thick book with literally all the drawings. And so I've been a
Ooh.
big fan. It was a big honor to have like them just reach out and ask to be a partner of ours. And then
Yeah.
the last ones I'll bring out for the Homo AF and the Drag Race pop-ups was we did these air fresheners, which is another peach, an eggplant, and then this is like one of those inhalants, little bottles. So kind of like
You can
so
say
fun.
it's poppers. We talked
It's
about it
poppers.
before.
Yes.
They all have their unique smells. So like, yeah, I'm always really happy to just kind of do this kind of work and put it out there because I love
Yes.
seeing people's reactions,
Mhm.
people of different types, lesbians, gay, queer, trans, people who come up to our tables and just kind of being like, laughing, but it's like a like joyful laugh or like that's really
Yeah.
cool. So it's always really fun to see that when we do like pop-ups like for DragCon, which is not specific to holidays, but
Mhm.
we are exploring other mediums like shirts. We did this shirt for DragCon.
Yes.
Carlos and I talked about potentially doing more shirts. Exploring that as a different avenue and doing the wrapping paper specific to holiday. But yeah, we're thinking about it, and we are gonna be putting more stuff out like soon.
Yes, so cool. And all I want to say is one thing that's amazing, because I know for me, Morgan, and one of our best friends, Jose, every time we take trips, one of our favorite pastimes is going to like sex shops and, you know, getting to see like what's new in the world of kink. And honestly, it shouldn't just be limited to those shops, right? Like you should be able to go to a table, go to a pop-up, and be able to like be proud about that kink or that fetish, or just be interested in it. So I love the shock value of being able to see that table and being like, but this is also really wonderful and positive. So yeah, awesome.
And speaking about sex shops, one of our recent customers is Hustlers. So actually, a lot of the Tom of Finland wrapping paper is available throughout the nation, throughout the United States now. It's something that Carlos and I really worked hard on to get to all these stores throughout the United States, and a lot of them have it now. So like, yeah, I mean,
oh my gosh, congratulations.
I know, that's huge.
That's wow. Wow, that's so cool. Yes. Well, that kind of leads into the next question. So we were talking a little bit about how obviously a lot of your sales come from holiday time. So is the goal to make this your main hustle?
I would love for it to be my main hustle.
Yeah.
We're in this kind of, I guess, transitional period, as I was talking about, where we're trying to find something that's a little more steady. But right now it's a little hard. And so I would love to get there at one point. But I'm just not quite there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Too.
Yes, right, exactly.
Right. We'll get there one day. Yes.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right, awesome. And so to move on a little bit, how do you promote your side hustle? So what does that look like? You mentioned some pop-ups and things like that, but are there other forms of media out there as well?
Yeah, I mean, so we do social media, obviously, is one of our big ones that we like to post on. And we've actually been getting a lot of followings, even though we've been somewhat inactive the last few months. So it's still, it's still out there. It's still on the Instagram and people are still seeing it. But Etsy is one of our biggest, I want to say like breadwinners right now. Like it's kind of just on there, and the listings are on there. And you would be surprised how many people like still buy Christmas themed wrapping paper throughout the year. Like I'm still in shock, but yeah, I mean, it's not enough to be my primary hustle, but it's still there. And we do run Etsy ads during the holidays, and when we can for the holidays, we also do a lot of pop-ups. Like I want to say something like we did like 10 or 11 pop-ups just from Thanksgiving up to Christmas, which is basically like a month. So every weekend, Carlos and I would maybe split up a little bit, or maybe do pop-ups together somewhere to make sure that we're kind of capitalizing on the time, but also getting the exposure that we want, and talking to people and meeting people, and and kind of putting our name and brand out there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
so
so
cool.
Doing it.
I know.
Another question: who is managing all of these things? Is it just the two of you?
It is just the both of us, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. There's days where I just like come home and spend like 3 hours after my 9 to 5 or 4 hours to just fix things up on Etsy, upload things, or but also Carlos is very hands-on as well. Like wherever I might need him to maybe write some copy, he'll write copy for me, or if he needs to, or if I need some photos, Carlos will definitely take some photos for me. So he's very hands-on too, as well as like helping me out, and so it's we both manage it is what I'm trying to say. It's a very team effort, and we both have very important roles, and Carlos also does store visits. Like one of our vendors is also Rough Trade, so Carlos will all do drop-offs as well, and make sure that they're kind of stocked up to what they need from us, and so definitely it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is a lot. I'm just so impressed.
Yes.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
Dang,
kudos
well-oiled
to you two.
Machine.
Right. Seriously. As a up and coming duo, we are like, it is a full-time job, and you actually have other product and things to do. So this is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
wow.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So with all this, I just feel like I'm picking up little nuggets of like information and inspiration throughout the way. But what piece of advice would you give to someone who wants to pursue their own side hustle?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is ask questions, like if
Ooh.
you have an idea and someone might be like a vendor at an event is maybe in line with where you're at, go up to them. I found that a lot of vendors um, do like to talk about their work, their processes. A lot of them or some might not give out what like sources they have, but they will try to give you some type of guide. But always ask questions. I think that's just number one, is you just want to kind of get the information that you need, whether it's from a vendor, whether it's on Google. Just get that information and just kind of digest it, take notes. And then I would also say that um, when you get your answers, just do it. Just literally just go for it. You'd be surprised to how many people would be supportive of you. Whenever we have pop-ups, we have our friends show up, and it's kind of, we don't know that they're going to be there, and it's just kind of a surprise, being surprised. And I just, yeah, those two things: ask questions and just do it. And yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Wonderful
advice.
advice.
That's true. That's true. It can be intimidating to go ask someone, but really, like you said, most people want to talk about what they're doing,
Right.
especially if it's probably like they're doing a pop-up or something where they're also, it's either a side hustle or small business. Like any kind of interest is attractive. And so they're probably more willing than you think they would be.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying that everyone's going to be open to talking to you about their processes, but it's just kind of a numbers game, right? So like if you go to an event and you talk to maybe 8 people, right, that you're in line with, that are in line with your visions, I feel maybe like, I would say maybe half of those people, or maybe 3 of those people might be able to like make a connection with you, give you the information that you need, answer your questions, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Right.
shoot your shot.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's not about scarcity, right? Like just because you're in the same lane, it doesn't mean that, oh, like they're going to be the only ones to succeed. Like
Definitely.
there are so many people that are interested in different, interests and fetishes and kinks. And even if it's not within that same realm, like if you're an artist, if you're creating things, like reach out to these people. Like trust me, like these people on our Side Hustle Summer Shorts have been incredibly helpful and very willing. So thank you. All right, awesome. So I know you mentioned, so you are on Etsy and you are on Instagram, but where can people find you and your side hustle otherwise? So websites, anything like that?
Yeah, so our main one right now is our domain. So that's HOMOAF.com. That's all one word, HOMOAF.com. That's practically, it actually links over to the Instagram, and the Instagram has a link tree, so you can find our Etsy there as well. That's kind of like step 1, 2, and 3. So, but yeah, mainly our domain, our Instagram and our Etsy are kind of like our primary ways to get in contact with us or find us. But we're also in brick and mortars, as I was mentioning. Tom McMillan Store has our stuff. Rough Trade has our stuff as well. So definitely can visit those here in California. And as I was saying, Hustlers Hollywood as well, all over throughout the United States, has a wrapping paper. So definitely can visit them, or maybe call them to see if they have them.
Right. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. And just one curveball of a question that we tend to add in just at the end to get your perspective. Since our show is called Are We Doing This Wrong, or Am I Doing This Wrong? Was there any part in this process, whether it was starting the business or throughout your experiences, that you ever felt like you were doing it wrong?
Definitely think that I could have done some things a little better. So I have done some things wrong. For me, I would say the vendors portion about maybe who's doing your wrapping paper or getting your shirts printed, right? Or your sticker vendors. I definitely did some of that wrong. And it's a learning curve, right? So you have to reach out for quotes and kind of talk to different vendors and make sure that, your pricing's right, and what you want to price it out to, so you can get a good profit from it, or a decent profit from it, makes sense, as opposed to paying a lot for your product and then having to maybe just make a couple dollars here and there from it. So I've gotten better at it now, and I think I'm doing it right. now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Love that.
This podcast is going to be released on what date? I'm sorry, in September, right?
So
Yes, technically.
yes.
So it will probably come out. I don't have the calendar. Oh, yes, I do. So next Friday, not this week, but next week.
Gotcha.
So the 9th, September 9th.
I kind of wanted to just mention something because I
Yeah.
feel like I'm gonna do the announcement in September. So Carlos and I have been also working on a different shop, which is different from HOMO AF, but it's also gonna have its own Etsy shop and its own Instagram. But basically, we're gonna be making these banners in the back. You can barely see it, but it's hanging there in the back. This one in particular says Happy Pride. But basically like party favors that we're going to be doing for parties, pride parties, maybe decorations for like offices, classrooms, just creative spaces or collaborative spaces. And that's kind of like, we're just going to try that out to see how that goes. But basically, you know, things that kind of make liven up the mood in a space. So that's kind of what our next kind of project is going.
Okay. Do you have any? So you're going to do separate Instagram and all that stuff.
That
do you
one's
have the handle yet? Do you have anything we can plug?
We do.
Oh, okay. Yay.
Came
That
prepared.
one can't be cutouts. So it should just be can't be cutouts without any periods or underscores for Instagram. And I did work on the Etsy this weekend, so we will have that up and going next month as well.
Okay,
Oh my
Joseph, we
gosh.
should have given you an hour. Like, this is incredible. I'm like, I had so many questions, but
I know.
I mean, if y'all want to just continue and we can like be together, we can. I blocked out an hour for y'all, but yeah, it's up to you. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think the best thing about this was, one, we got to learn a lot more about people that are kind of in our orbit. I didn't even mention how we actually knew you, which sometimes in our episodes we do. I knew Carlos through going to CSUN as well. And honestly, the funniest part about college friends is that you usually don't keep them. But we stayed in each other's orbit, and, you know, and we were always very like realistic about that. However, you were his partner then and obviously still now. And so I remember actually voting for your, you were making a, you were submitting your design for a credit card campaign. It was like for a Pride credit card campaign. And I remember seeing your art then and being like, wow, this is really fucking cool. Like, I hope whatever he's doing, he continues to do it. And so it's so cool to see you have the artist mindset, but also like a very business savvy mindset. You have been dropping some serious like knowledge about vendors, things like that you don't think about until you're in the process.
Quotes. I was like, oh yeah, you have to like price things out and compare.
Right.
That's responsible.
Yeah, I think I have a business mindset because I'm also a Capricorn, so that like that's kind of embedded in my like, you know, in my sign. So
yeah,
I think about money a lot, and that's probably not a good thing, but
manifesting, honestly.
Yeah. Business matter, right? Like I mean, I like to go out, I like to have nice things. So like I'm also I like to be business savvy and kind of have my side hustle to have those nice things or to have good experiences different places, you know what I mean? And that's kind of that's my motivation, is just like kind of being able to go on trips or a bar when I want to, you know, and have nice meals and stuff like that. So
yes, and by doing it with stuff that you really have like a passion for, this is incredible.
It's important too.
Yes, definitely. All right, well, I'm gonna shut up because I could keep going, but Morgan.
Well, we definitely want to have you and Carlos back.
Yes,
I would say that for sure. If you guys want to come on to one of our main episodes in the future,
absolutely,
definitely we'll be reaching out to you if you're open to it.
And I also want to put it out there to any of your listeners, like definitely reach out to us. I have my contact page on my homoaf.com, which is specific to HOMO AF, but the email's there. There's also a contact form, I believe, that you can fill out and have any questions, and I can do my best to answer a lot of them. I'm pretty occupied with my 9 to 5 already, but when I can get to those, even if it's like a week later, like I will try to get that, you know, to all the emails and contacts, or you can go through Instagram as well, might be easier. But yeah, feel free to any of your listeners to reach out, and I would love to be a resource for anybody who wants to start off with their own side hustle.
Awesome. That's so nice. You hear that, guys? could definitely reach out. At least go check out the wrapping paper and all the goodies. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining us. This was great.
Yeah.
It was so nice to hear like the detail and the thoughtfulness that goes behind it. Because we can look at your website and say, oh, this is so cool. But it's so interesting to hear how you got here, you know, how long it took, where your interests lie. So we really, really appreciate you sharing with us. This was awesome.
Thank you for, first and foremost, thank you for having Homo AF on your show and allowing us to present our work and our future projects. And yeah, so we're just as grateful. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we love an accessible space, and this is definitely that. So we will definitely be plugging all of Homo AF's information in the show notes. But of course, we will be featuring you on our Instagram page as well. So we will definitely make sure to get some pictures and snippets of what you have going on the website, as well as what's to come with Campy Cutouts. I absolutely love that name. I love a good camp. Yeah, I love a good camp moment.
I love credited to that one. He's much more wittier and much more like word savvy. I'm just the creative person who like makes all this stuff and designs all this stuff. So we definitely
so
work
modest.
Together.
Yeah.
It's a good pair.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight, Joseph. And we will, like we said, we'll definitely have everything available so people can reach out. Please do, if you are interested in art, design, creating, anything like that, as well as the business side. It seems like Joseph might really have some information for you. So as always, you can find us on our Instagram at Wrong the Podcast. And if you have any questions that you would like to send to us, and we can filter them to Joseph, just in case you're not ready to jump into that Homo AF website yet, which I do suggest you do.
I know, it's
please,
so cute.
Reach out to us at our email or Gmail account at wrongthepodcast@gmail.com. And we also please subscribe, rate, review wherever you get your podcasts, and check out YouTube for the visual conversation, which will be incredible for this episode specifically.
Yes, you guys will see all the examples. So fun. So definitely check that out this week for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And yeah, we will definitely be in touch and keep tabs on how Homo AF and Campy Cutouts are doing in the future.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys.
Bye. Bye.